So last class we had discussed about, so already we seen, right? So how to configure so Git in our Jenkins server, and same way how to install plugins in our Jenkins server, and so how to configure build tools, and how to create project and all. So how to create a project and all, and also last class main vision, right? So if you want to deploy, so how to configure so our tomcat server, how to configure tomcat server in Jenkins automatically. So we want to deploy the, so that so expected server. So those and all already we seen. And so what is the plugin? Yesterday we used deploy to container plugin. So automatically, if you want to deploy any Tomcat server, so first you need to create one job, and so once a job is created or project is created, next install the plugin. What is the plugin name? Deploy to container plugin. And so next, so in that job, just configure. Already we configure, right? We configure. If you go to configure section, so we configure source code management, Git repository and all we configure, and same way, and so we configure Maven and all, which version Maven currently we used, and what is the Maven lifecycle and all. Now, and yesterday we installed deploy to a container plugin. So this is a plugin. This is a plugin. So if you want to deploy Tomcat server automatically, if my Jenkins job is build is success, so automatically copy the latest build artifact files from Jenkins server, and it is going to deploy into the, so your Tomcat server. So these are the default configuration: star 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 slash star dot var. This star represents so root directories and all, and this star represents that context, that project name and all, and this is your context name, which name you want to deploy in Tomcat server. So whatever you want, we can pass here. This is the context name, and the same name we can see in our Tomcat server. Same name we can see in our Tomcat server. So see here, yesterday we deployed it. This is the context. This is our context path. So application name, context path. So here I given some name, same name. So once the deployment is done, and so that name it will display in our Tomcat server. So this is your Maven, and also this is your credentials. Which credential? Tomcat credential. So these all are the Tomcat credentials, and this is your Tomcat URL. This is your base URL. So this is your Tomcat URL, or we can add IP address also. If you want to, we can add IP address also. Both are same only. So both are same only. That's it. Nothing. So if you configure means, so once the build is, if suppose if I undeployed, so this is my application already deployed into Tomcat server. I don't want this application, and see here there is one application, one button is there, undeploy. I don't want to, I don't want this application. So if we click on undeploy, so automatically it is undeployed. Right now we don't have. So let me execute this. So let me execute this project and go to build now. If you click on build now, now check it. Now this context name and all, whatever we want, we can give any name. That is up to you. So any name we can pass it, any name we can give, and same name it we can see in our Tomcat server. Same name we can see in our Tomcat server. So anyone any doubt up to yesterday class? So how to configure, how to create project in Jenkins server, and so how to configure build tools, and so how to configure Git, and once how to install the plugin, and how to install the tools and all, and so once deploy to a container, once you install, now how to configure that. Now see here, finished, job is finished. So come to your Tomcat server, just refresh, and so automatically we can see that name and all. So automatically we can see, reload it. So now we can refresh it. So automatically it will update. Sometimes it will take time also. So or else if you want to check it, so go to here. So where is your Tomcat home directory? So go to C drive and go to program files, and so this is my Tomcat home directory. So under Tomcat home directory, so now it is not deployed. It is not deployed. So we can see. So if really it is deployed, it is deployed. We can see that war file. Now your build is succeeded, and so it is not. Now see here what is happening. Deploy var to 9x with context, and so is deployed doing fresh copy, is not deployed doing fresh copy. Deployment is done, but still it is not updated. So if you have any problem, just we can check here also. Now, now we'll see what is happening and all. Now Tomcat, already yesterday I set up Tomcat server and all. I set up Tomcat server and all. And once the Tomcat server is set up, and so by default there is some directories and all we can see, right? Now we'll see what are the directories, and so what is the advantages these directories, and how to check if something goes wrong, one application is not deployed. So even though if you deployed, the application is not working properly, so we need to check it, right? So if you want to check it those things, if you want to check it those things, and so we can check, so there is a bin directory, there is a lib directory, there is a configuration directory. So yesterday we seen, right, there is many directories we seen. So there is many directories and all we seen. So what is those, so now if we see here, and these are the bin. So bin is nothing but these all are the binary Tomcat binaries and the startup script and all. Now if you come to here, if you come to here, go to my computer, go to C drive and program files, Tomcat home directory. So now see here, this is a bin. So what it is contain? So that bin directory contains all related binaries. How to start the Tomcat server, how to stop the Tomcat server, and what are the dependencies jars and all. So those jars and all we can see here. See here, all are Windows batch file, all are almost, see here, all are the Windows batch file. Only this one and this one, this is the exe file. So remaining almost all are the batch files. See here, this is the startup, and this is the shutdown, this is the service, this is the set class path. So this all are related to, this all are related to how to start and how to stop. See here, it contains Tomcat binaries and startup and stop the container script and all, and Tomcat shell and batch files are found in the Tomcat bin directory. So all batch files, all shell files, so we can see in this path only. These are the default, but mostly we are not going to do anything here. But you need to know. So what is bin? Bin is nothing but binary. Bin is nothing but binary. So all related batch files and execution files and all available here only. Now these files support actions beyond the starting and stop the Tomcat server. So if you want to stop the Tomcat server, so here also we can run, here also we can stop it. Now see here, if you go to here, there is one shutdown. If you click on shutdown, automatically Tomcat server will go to shutdown. So now start up. So we can stop here and we can start here also manually. But anyway, mostly we are doing, so go to services.msc. We are using real time also this command only. So what is the command? Go to service.msc, go to service.msc, under search Apache Tomcat, Apache Tomcat. So see here, now it is so running state. Whenever if you need, so we can restart or we can stop whatever you want. Now see here, so same thing we can do here also. See, there is one batch file is there. So we can run this also. But mostly real time we are not using this one. So with the help of this here only we can start. Whenever if you need, just click on the start button. So one server is started, now automatically enable stop also. Enable stop also. So these are the binary. So these are the bin. Bin is nothing but binary files. And same way we can see here, And so if you go to here and if we see here configuration, this is very important. Configuration means so these all are the Tomcat related configuration files. For example, you want to add users. I want to add users, or I want to add some, I want to update the port number. I want to update the port number. So those and all, so go to, so here, these are the, so default is bin and all binary. This is the binary files. Mostly won't do anything here. So if you want to start the Tomcat server and if you want to run the Tomcat server, we can stop. Next CONF. So here only we can see there is a settings dot there is a settings.xml file, tomcat-user.xml. There are two files main. So one is server.xml file and the tomcat-users.xml. These are mostly in real time also we are updating these two files only. So remaining those all are so common files. So no need to update anything. You don't worry. But if you come to configuration, there is two files important. So server.xml file and tomcat hyphen user dot tomcat hyphen users dot xml file users.xml file. Suppose so right now my Tomcat server is running which port number? My Tomcat server is running which port number? So 9090. Yesterday I updated, right? Suppose if you want to update your Tomcat server port number, default port number, So default port number is 8080. So port is 8080. I hope everyone know. So this is the default port number. So this is the default port number. 8080 is the 8080 is the default port number. And whenever if we want to update, whenever if we need to update this port number, so if you go to configuration directory, there is a one file is there, server.xml file. That one only, right? Service. So that is server.xml. And if you open this file, so if you open this file, now see here. So these are the basic things. So if you want to know more about, just read all lines. The comment also they given explanation also. So we can easily understand. So already they given explanation. So with the help of this help message, with the help of this help content, we can easily understand. So this is the service. These are the default shutdown, how to start and all, global naming resources. So what are the resource user data and all. And if you go to service, Catalina, these are service is the collection of one or more contain connectors, so that share a single container or not what is and all. Now if you go to here line number 69, so line number connector, there is one tag is there, connector tag. Connector represents an endpoint. Connector represents an endpoint by which requests are received and response are returned. For example, here I am sending request, right? So this is the, here I am sending request. Request nothing but just if you press enter means, so your request go to Tomcat server. Your request go to Tomcat server. From Tomcat server we are getting a response. From Tomcat server we are getting a response. So that information and all we can see here. Connector represents an endpoint. So which request are received and response are returned. So it take the request. If we press enter, this is the request actually. This is the response page. So response page. If you go to this is the request. Now automatically it will get response page. So these are. Now see here that and all. Now there is a connector tag port equal to, so default port number 8080. For example, right now my Tomcat server is running. Which port number? Observe here 9090. So suppose in case, if you want to update this port number, I want to change this port number. But real time 100% mostly Tomcat servers are running 9080 only. So but in this case, both servers I installed same OS, right? So now if you use same Jenkins and Tomcat, so obviously we are getting conflict. Now this is my Windows operating system. So this is my Windows operating system. This is my Windows operating system. So but in real time for each server we are maintaining separate operating system. So now already Tomcat Jenkins server is running. So already Jenkins server is running. Jenkins server running is default 8080 port number. So my I set up the Windows machine Tomcat also. This is the Tomcat server. Tomcat server also default port number 8080. So if we give both server 8080 same mission, so there is a conflict, right? Confusion. Conflict is, for example, my name is same, your name also same. There is no difference. If someone is calling, if someone is called, so who is response? There is a confusion, right? That is a conflict. So that is the reason. But real time, so Jenkins server is running one instance, Tomcat server is running one instance. So in that case, no need to change port number. No need to change port number. But in this case, we need to change the any one server port number. So any one server port number. Now this is my Tomcat server. So how to change this Tomcat server port number? So how to change the Tomcat port number? So if you want to change the Tomcat server port number, so this is the path. We can change the Tomcat server port number. We can change the Tomcat server port number. So where this? So if you go to here, so if you go to here, what is the file name? So this is my Tomcat server installation home directory, and there is a configuration. CONF is nothing but configuration. CONF is nothing but configuration. Under the configuration, and there is a one folder is there, CONF. Under we can see there is server.xml file. So if you open server.xml file, so if you open server.xml file, and enter also many people asked this question. So I want to change. Can you change the Tomcat server port number? Yes or no? So that is a question. So can we change the Tomcat server port number? Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. So we can change, right? So
Yes.
we can change. Where we can change? Next question they will ask. So what is the path where we can change the Tomcat server port number? Okay. So this is the path. Remember, go to Tomcat installation home directory and go to configuration directory. Under we can see one file, server.xml file. So open server.xml file. Under go to line number 69. So go to line number 16 line. So go to line number 69. If you go to line number 69, so there is a one tag is there, connector tag. Under the which tag we need to update Tomcat server port number connector. So default port number 8080. So now change it. Now I am giving a 999999. Now you give 999999. Okay. So now I changed. If you modified any configuration file, any server, not only Tomcat server, make sure that suppose if you modified any configuration file, any server. So what is the mandatory steps? We need to restart the Tomcat server. What are the mandatory steps? We need to restart the any server. So otherwise that changes it won't affect. Now let me restart it. Now observe here. So just I restart my Tomcat server. I restarted. I restarted my Tomcat server. Now can I able to access with the help of this port number? Now let me try it. See here, localhost colon 9090. I am trying same old port number. See, this site cannot be reached. This site cannot be reached. And localhost refused to connect. So please check that port numbers and all. So just now I changed, right? So what is my port number? Triple nine. Sorry, four nines, right? Not triple, then double nine, double nine. Now if you use double nine, now I can able to access my Tomcat server. Now enter your username. Now clear guys? Anyone any doubt? So how to change the Tomcat server port number and all. So how to change the Tomcat server port number and all. What is the path? So go to, so what is the path? So go to Tomcat home directory. Under Tomcat home directory, go to configuration section. So under configuration section, so find server.xml file and go to line number 69, connector tag. What is the tag name? Connector tag. I hope you got it right. So anyone any doubt still? How to change? Very very important. Interview also many people asked this question. So first question is can we change the Tomcat server port number? Yes or no? Yes. If it is possible, what is the path where we can update this Tomcat server port number and all. So go to Tomcat home directory. So that home directory might be anywhere. So right now I am using Windows configuration file, but you are using a different path. Go to Tomcat home directory and go to conf. Under conf, under conf, under conf. Now see here, it is getting some error. What is this error? Attempt to deploy var Jenkins remote failed logs. We'll see. Mm, mm. Now we are getting one error. So just read this message. So see, build step failed with exception and failed to deploy, and this is a var file, and so redeploy. Tomcat manager deployed. So there is failed message, and so redeploy failed. So it is unable to deploy our so var file. So why it is unable to deploy? So just now I changed the port number, right? So if we change this port number in my project, in my job level also, we need to update, right? Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
So earlier, go to here, go to here, go to here, and so here I am using 9090. Now 9999. So we need to update it. So apply, save. So now based on error, we need to check it. This way in real time also we are checking. So now go to Jenkins server, again redeploy it to build it. Okay. Now check it. So these are the steps. So go to Tomcat home directory, go to conf configuration directory. Under configuration, check the check the check the server.xml file. That's it. So now if you modified, if any changes happening in our server, so what are the mandatory steps? We need to restart the Tomcat server. Not only Tomcat server, any server. If you modified any configuration file, any server, so next step we need to restart. Otherwise, it won't reflect immediately. It won't reflect immediately. So just to make sure that that is point. Okay. Now second point is so how to update. So now see here, just refresh it. Build is success. Now see here, it is deployed. Now see here, we can able to access your application. Now I can able to access my application. Now got it. So now this are now there is no error, there is no fails. See here, everything success. Now second, so now you know how to update port number and all. Now second, Tomcat. So how to add users, update username, passwords in Tomcat server. So if you want to update, what is the Tomcat hyphen users? Adding users, update users. Okay, users. Okay. Now I want to update any user, or you want to add one user. So with what is the path? So go to Tomcat home directory. So go to Tomcat home directory, Tomcat home directory, program files, and this is the Tomcat, and same path only. So this is the server.xml file. So this is here we can update your port number and all. Already you know how to update and all. Go to this is the connector tag. We can update all these things. Now these are the default tags. If you want to know about more, if you want to know more on this, just go through this one. Now I want to update users. So there is one file is there, tomcat-users.xml file. So open this file, and edit a notepad plus plus, and these are the default file name, tomcat-users. So see here, these are the tomcat-users root tag, and these are the role, and here also these all are commented. See here, these all are commented. Now see here, by default no user is included in the manager GUI. Okay, so built-in Tomcat manager rules. So we need to add manager GUI, allow access to HTML GUI page, or if you want to access that HTTP API page, that is home page, and JMX, and that is a status page. So we need to add these roles and all. We need to add these roles. So that is the reason. Yesterday I added, right? I added manager hyphen GUI role, manager hyphen script role, all roles I add. These are the default roles. And also see here, this is the syntax. User, user name. We can give any name. We can give. Now I give an admin. and also password also I set admin. And what is this role? For this users roles, these are the roles. So I given all roles, all permissions. So yesterday first time I given only this role. What role I given? Manager hyphen GUI. I try to deploy via Jenkins server. So we are seeing one error message, right? So even if you want to, we can check here. Yesterday first time, right? This here, I think this is the failed. So if you go to here console output, so now so if you see error message, so deploy to fail to container, and already last class also we seen, right, why it is failing, build to fail, and so redeploy some this build or previous build, I hope this one only. So HTTP error code, see here 403 for URL. So URL we are unable to access. Now that case what I did, I added these roles. I added these roles. Manager script, JMX, status, GUI, all roles. Now for example, if you want to one more user, just copy this one and copy this one and add one more. That's it. Copy this one and add whatever you want. So this is the default file name. So in Tomcat server, if you want to update, so now I'm giving dev app. So now password also I'm giving DevOps. Now I've given full permissions. Suppose you don't want to give full, only I want to check it, but I cannot deploy it. So that case we can add only manager hyphen GUI. But anyway, I added all roles. Now user can my DevOps user also. So I can log in like admin. I can do all activities. So yes, Control S save, and so just come to here. So this is right. Go back, and so this is your okay. Now let me, this is default is there, right? Now let me restart my server. Now I want to already this control H. Let me clear browser also. If you clear browser means again I can reconnect it. Okay, now try it. Now I added one more user, right? Next time last I will show you how to log out, and you can log in also this user. Now we can add so this user also. So this is a user. So these are the main files in Tomcat configuration. So if you go to here Tomcat conf, and this is the, what is the purpose? Mostly if you want to update port number and all, go to server.xml file, and so if you want to update any users and all, go to tomcat-user.xml file. Clear guys? Anyone any doubt here? So this mostly in interview also they asked this. So we want to update. If you want to update port number, and go to server.xml file, and if you want to update or if you want to delete any user and all, go to tomcat-user.xml file, just add it. So there is one tag is there. What is the tag name? Tomcat-users. This is the root tag, and these are the roles, and this is the user tag. Under user tag we need to add your users and all. Clear? So anyone any doubt?
Yeah, clear, sir.
Okay. So now if you come to here, so now if you come to here, now you know right what is this and all, and what is configuration file. Already we mentioned here. Just go through this how we can understand all how to update and all. Now there is one lib directory. So lib is nothing but all jars. So web application dependencies and all we can see here lib. Now if you go to here, go to C drive, go to here, go to program files, and so Tomcat, there is a lib. Lib is nothing but library files. See here, all are the jar files. All are the jar files. So all are the jar files. Now we can see Catalina jar, JSP jar, Servlet jar, and also Tomcat related jar, I18, so I18N international, and also see here JDBC jar, JNI jar. These all are the default. These all are the default jars. These all are the default jars, dependency jars available in lib only. Suppose if you want to add any jars and all, so mostly copy those jars and paste into the this lib directory. That's it. So apart from this, no need to do anything. See here, keeps the jars file that all are available all web applications. Your web application related. So by default installation included servlet API. and JSP API, JDBC. There is a many jars available. So suppose in real time, sometimes that project specific, if we have any other jars apart from this, if you want to add any jars and all, just copy those jars and all and paste it into the lib directory. That's it. Those are our private jars and all. So that case, we need to copy and paste into the particular lib directory. So if you know, that's it. No need to do anything. Clear? These are the jar files, library files. Now very, very important. So now I deployed the application. Now, for example, the application is not running properly. I want to check logs. This is the interview. Also, many people they asked. For example, you deployed one application. You deployed any one application, web application. So now that application is not deployed properly. So where we can check whether that is deployed properly or not. How I know? So now there is a one directory is there, logs directory. There is a one directory is there, logs. So logs. Now see here, every date based on date and time, it is creating one log file. So this is the 25th and this is the 24th. Now we can see based on date. Now see here. So these are the today 25th, right? So see here, these are the jar files. Sorry, not jar, log files, right? Now there is a one log file is there. Catalina and year and date and this is a month. This is the month. So this is the log file. If you want to know, so now just now I deployed build is succeeded. I deployed. This is done, right? Now it is deployed. It is deployed the artifact file. So it is deployed the artifact file, maven hyphen web hyphen web application that file. Now that is successfully deployed or not. If you want to check it, so this is the path. So Catalina, this is your so actual log file. Go to that and open this log file. Now we can see here. This is when I started. So when I started, so which what is my context name? Maven hyphen web application. So it is deployed. First I undeployed. First I undeployed, right? So first time I undeployed. Okay. Next I deployed the one again same application. So now coming to here. So what is happening? So this is the default port number 9090 and also I changed, right? Now if we come to here, so now see here I changed port number also. So here I changed port number. I restarted, right? So earlier port number is 9090. So now I changed tomcat server also I restarted. Tomcat server also I restarted. This is the 9090. Next, after I changed, so I updated to 99999. Okay. Now again I deployed into my application. Now see here. So this is the maven hyphen web where. See here. So this is the application. So see web application archive and so now we can check all logs and all. And so now also you can check it. So now if you see here, now I changed this Tomcat users also. So I changed Tomcat hyphen users also, and whatever we changed, so those and all, this is a startup. So that is deployed. Tomcat server is restarted, everything up and running, and so we deployed into this application also. Once I deployed, next I changed one file, right? I changed one file. What is that file name? I changed Tomcat hyphen users.xml file. Now see here, updated from user database from updated source file. So which file updated? So now we can check it. See here, tomcat hyphen user.xml file updated. So these are the log file. Every day we can it is generating one log file, and if you want to we can go to that log file and can check it. Now see here, yesterday 24, right? So Catalina hyphen. This is the yesterday log file. So open that log file. What I did yesterday. So if you want to know that, open this file. Now you can check it. See here, Tomcated. It is deployed, and so I do something, and so open SSL and service started, that is service is started and deployed. Here also we can see they are also yesterday also I added usernames, right? Added, and so these are the yesterday log file. So we can check it, what we modified, or which application we deployed, each and everything we can check it. So this is web app documents manager, whatever changes I did, so that changes and all we can check it. So that changes and all I deployed this war file also. I deployed this maven hyphen web hyphen app.var file. Clear guys? Anyone any doubt here? So interview also many people they asked. So you deployed one application. So might be there is some reason, there is some problem. So your application is not properly deployed. We are unable to access our application. So how can you debug it? How can you debug? So how we can debug it? So with the help
Log.
of log file. Now we can check. So here this is very simple, right? So we can see only this lines. But real time we can see 10,000 lines to 20,000 lines. So there is a lot of dependencies, many models it is involved. So that logs and all we can see very large. The log file is very large in real time. So that is the reason. So we can go to this log file and we can check this based on this date and time when we deployed our application. So when we deployed, so based on that time we can track it. Okay, what is happening? So here we deployed our application. So it is deployed. After that, what are the errors? See here we are getting one warning also. So this all these things we can check in our log file only. So errors and all logs. So whatever we have, so that errors and all we can find here. Clear? Anyone any doubt? So now see here, so every log, and also here also one more log file is there. See here, this is the main log file, Catalina, the date and time, and also local host also one log file is there. Now see here, this is your so local host. This is your local host file. So now web context, web application context, and so here it is when it is generated, latest one, right? 25th only. 725 725. So this is also this is a local, this is your tomcat server local cars only, but mostly we are checking this log only. This is the main log file, catalina catalina. So data catalina, this is the date and time, this is the data. Based on this so we are checking this file only, mostly we are checking this file only. Based on date we can track it. So where the problem and all we can get it. So now same way there is this temporary this is the temp. This is a temporary, you know, right? What is temp? That files and all it is storing here, and this is the main. So this is the already last class also explained web apps. So what is the main purpose this directory? Web apps is nothing but web applications. So right now I deployed one application. So that war file where is available? Binary bin or configuration or lib or logs or temp or web apps.
Web apps only.
Only web apps. All web applications it contain a web apps directory. Web application contains only web apps directory. We cannot logs and all we can find log directory. And so binaries and all bin and jars and all lib. Configuration files and all conf. But web apps here the name itself we can understand web applications. All your application deployed. This is the default path. So this is the default path. Now see here, maven hyphen web. So this is our context, right? So it is deployed. It is deployed. Once you deployed war file, automatically it is generating. So this is the one your your application actual extracted source code and all. So we can track it. If you know anyone Java, we can these all are the dot class files. So we can find here all see here. This is a compiled. So Java classes converted to dot class file, right? So mostly we are writing Java classes. Once compilation is done, it is generating dot class file. This is the binary. Okay. So we can it is so extracted to dot class. This is the libraries. So what are the dependency they need? It is generated, and these are the now if you go to here and so these are the JSP related, and these are the images. If you have image, what my image and all we can see here, and if you go to metadata, so these are the so my package. Now see here, this is the pom.xml file. So this is your actual source code and all. So mostly we are deploying var only. Once you deploy it into the Tomcat server, automatically we can say one more this project. It is extracting and it is displaying. These are the default projects, DOC and all. We can see here also. If you go here, this is the documents. This is also one application. This is developed by, this is Apache, this people. Now same way, if you want to know manager, now see here, it will display this page. This is the manager page. These are the, this is also home page. So same way, this is the documentation. If you want to know more about, so we can check here also. So what is the purpose, how it will work. So everything, this is the documentation, Tomcat related documentation and all. So we can find here. We can find here. So now, so now we know these are the main web apps. What is web apps? Web applications. So all applications we deployed into the here only. We deployed. For example, I am going to deploy one more. Same. I am giving so name only. Now observe here. Mm, go to here. Go to configuration and go to Tomcat. Where is your Tomcat? Here I am giving name. So for example, full name I have given. Already Tomcat is there. Now I am giving application. That's it. So this is the context path. So whichever name we passed here, same name we can find in our Tomcat server. So here we can see. Now anyway, I'm going to, okay, leave it that one also. I'm apply save. Now just to build it. Now it is generating. So it is compilation done. War file. See build is success and it is deployed into that war file and all. Now see here successful. What is the name? Now we can find this name maven web app. Refresh it. Now see here. Now see here, this is the context path. Whatever name we passed in configuration section, same name we can check it. This is also same only. This is also same only. But based on that name, we can deploy. So now if you go here, logs, we can see this name also. Now if you want to see that log, go to log and go to Catalina, this one, right? So go to here, open this file. Now reload it. Now you can see last date and time. Now see here 1945. So just we deployed application, right? See here, what is your, which application you deployed? So maven web application has finished. So it will take this many milliseconds. Clear guys? Anyone any doubt here? Okay, so like this we can track so this logs and all, and so that name and all we can check it here. Now go to here Tomcat and go to web apps. Now you can see two war files. So this is previous name I changed, right? So now name I changed. Now just now I updated that name maven web hyphen. So these are the names. Okay. So generally in real time we are giving so here tag name and all that release name, release versions and all we are updating. But your understanding purpose I given here that just I changed the context name. Okay. But real time we are following that date, that release date and all we are maintaining extension. So we are maintaining that particular release date and all, and based on that date we can easily identify, okay, this artifact file, this war file we deployed into the particular date and all. I hope you got it right. So anyone any doubt as of now? Clear?
Yeah, clear, sir.
Now there is one more also is this is the working. So working means this is working, see local host, and so these are the once we deployed your applications. So which application deployed in local? In local also log file is there, right? Same way it is maintaining work. So this is the my application. This is the entire project and all we can't see. So only we can see that dot class files and that JSP file. Once that compilation is done, so that code and all it is maintaining in our local work area only. So this is the working directory. This is the working directory, local host. So this is also same org. This is default. These two deployed by, these three are deployed by So Apache people, I deployed only these two, right? Now that compiler Java classes, everything we can find here. So JSP compiled and Java class compiled. This is a Java and this is a JSP. So those and all we can find. So mostly you don't worry, this and all taking care by developers. So we are not going to develop any Java classes. We are not going to modify any that source code and all. But at least we need to know, right? So where is logs? If I deployed one version. Suppose that version is not working properly. So I want to know what's the problem, whether that is a dependency problem or really that is the code problem. I want to know, right? So if you want to know, so these are the log directory and whether that is really deployed or not. Where we can find it? Go to web apps directory. So under we can find so whether that particular artifact file is deployed or not. So mostly we can check here which one configuration and logs and web apps. So these three are the main. Remaining those and are common things only. So if you want to update any port number or if you want to add users or if you want to update any users, go to configuration section. And so if you want to check logs, whether my application is properly deployed or not, do we have any issues, do any challenges, any dependent? So that and all we can go logs and all we can check it. But whether the application is really deployed or not, we can go and check here also. So here also. So now we can find here also. But logs and all we can find in the log directory. Clear? Anyone any doubt? Now we got right what is Tomcat server and what is the purpose of Tomcat server and how to set up Tomcat server and how to deploy your web application in Tomcat server and how to what is the directory structure, Tomcat directory structure, what are the directories and so what is the purpose and how to deploy and how to undeploy. So this I hope you have some idea, right? Clear?
Yeah, clear, sir.
So now let's come to here. Now I'm coming to Jenkins. Now entire setup yesterday. So I created source code and I configure Jenkins and Maven I configure and deployed into Tomcat server. Now we'll see some common steps and all. Now go to Jenkins server. Now go to manage Jenkins. Now we know how to install plugins and all. So now as of now, how many plugins you know? Tell me. As of now, I installed few plugins. What are those plugins?
Jenkins,
Git plugin, correct? And
yes,
Maven plugin. And yesterday we installed one plugin. What is that plugin name? Yesterday I installed one plugin, right? What is that plugin name? Anyone?
containers
Deploy to
deploy to
deploy to a container. Deploy to a container plugin. To a container. Okay. So these are the three plugins already. I hope everyone know. So how to install plugin, how to install that is via that GUI level and how to download plugin and how to install manually also. So last class we seen, right? So if you want to go to advanced and if you have any HPI file, so that case deploy to plugin and click on this one and go to download. So yesterday I downloaded, right, HPI, and this is a Maven plugin. We can install manually also, or so directly we can give URL also. In interview also one or two they asked. So basically, so generally we are going to manage Jenkins and go to manage plugins, and first we are searching available plugins. Suppose so some plugins in my local machine or some plugins so they are maintaining their private repository and all. So that case go to advanced settings and so directly we can give. So if we have local and all, deploy to plugin and we can select our plugin name and install it. That's it. Or we can directly give that URL. And if you want to update any updated site and all, that case also we can add it. So mostly this way or this way. And so if you go to manage Jenkins and how to install the tools and all, this is the important global tool configuration section. So under the global tool configuration section, so whatever we want, so we can integrate Git or we can integrate Java or Gradle or this is a Bitbucket and this is the Ant, this is a Maven. So suppose if you want to install one more version, so that case add Maven and give, for example, I'm giving so Maven 3.9. So, but real time we are using multiple versions. So for this, I am using this version. That's it. Now see here, this is the 3.9 and this is the 3.8. Now if you come to your job, if you come to your project, this is my project and go to configuration section. If you go to configuration section and if you come to here, now we can see that versions and all. Where is that? See here, if you click on here. So based on your model, based on your project, we can select which version specifically we are using. So for this project, we are using 3.8 or another for other project, we are using 3.9. In that case, we need to select that specific version. So but in real time, we are going to add multiple versions, not only one version. So that project specific versions and all we are going to add. And while configuring that, we need to select which version you want to add it. Okay. And these are the goals, which goal. So in this project package, maybe in other project I want to deploy, so or I want to install. So that and all we can update here. That and all we can update here. Once the configuration is done, once the global tool configuration section is completed, now coming to project, go to configuration section. So we can find these options and all. Clear? So now go to dashboard, go to manage Jenkins, and so these options already you know. So how to install plugins and how to configure. So global tool configurations and all. Global tool configurations and all. Now, so now I'll show you. So now how to add. So manage users. How to add users and all. Now as of now I logged in which user? Admin user. Admin user. Now see here. So if I click on the login button. Now every time I am using my username, right? So this is a Jenkins server users. Don't confuse. This is my Jenkins server user. Now, so but real time everyone we are not giving so admin access. We are not giving this user access to everyone. For each resource we are giving own username and that user they can log into their user only. Okay. Now how to create users? So if you want to create any users in Jenkins server, so go to dashboard, go to manage Jenkins, and there is one option is there. See here, manage users. Create, delete, modify users that can log into this Jenkins server. Now click on this. So as of now, we can see only one username, administrator. So these users can log into the Jenkins server. So as of now, we can say only. Now I want to add one more user. How to add it? See here, create user and username. For example, so dev1, developer 1. Okay, set password. So email general we are adding so that username only. So create user. Now see here. So I created one user. I created dev1 user. Now how to log in? So now log out this admin user. Log out admin user. And so now we know, right? One more user. See here, dev1 user. Password I set something. And so I am giving that password. Also sign in. So now see here, which user I logged in, which user I logged in, developer 1. So developer 1 also, they can also see all projects, all jobs in our Jenkins server. So like this, if you want to, we can add many users. Now log out. So now log out. Now if you want to do any action, if you want to modify or if you want to delete or if you want to create anything. So first mostly we are login admin user. Admin is the root user. Admin is the all access permissions. So if you want to create any user or if you want to modify users or whatever you want. So if you want to do anything, so mostly log into the admin user and go to manage users and create one more user. For example, test. So now see here as of now we can see. So this is the administrator. So now administrator this is the root user like administrator full access. Now I created dev1 one user and test one user. And if you want to, we can delete also. First log out, and I want to log into the test user. Now see here. So I logged in which user? Test one user, tester one. So like this in real time, we are creating so users and so multiple users based on, right? If you join any project, so I need to access Jenkins server. Without credential, how can I log into my Jenkins server? How can I check my project jobs and all? So that is the reason. So Jenkins server administrator, and they will create one user for you, and they will give password and all. And with the help of that username, we can able to log into your Jenkins server and all. So for the time being, I logged in tester. Tester can see all jobs, all projects in my Jenkins server. Same developer. If I log in developer also they can see all my projects and all. But real time, so we are giving some security level. So we'll see later that and all. So for example, I am part of only one project, right? So I want to give, I need to provide only that project access. Why I need to give all project access? That is waste, right? So that and all security permissions and security privileges, and we'll see later. And just how to create users and how to delete user. Now let me log in admin user. Now, so I want to delete one user. If you want to delete, same steps only. Go to manage Jenkins and go to manage users. If you don't want, we can delete it. And if you want to update anything, so we click on the settings and we can update it. So if you want to update a username or description or anything, so whatever email ID. So if you want to update anything, we can update here. So if you want to delete, so if you want to delete, click on the delete button. Do you want to delete Jenkins user? So delete Jenkins user tester one. Yes, sir. Now see here deleted. I don't want developer one. So if you want to delete, click on this. Yes, sir. Now we can see only one user. For admin user, we cannot delete because this is a logged in user. So this is a logged in user. Logged in user, we cannot delete. Logged in user, we cannot delete. Okay. So make sure that logged in user, we cannot delete. So now if you want to create same, create new user. And so if you want to create any user, developer to, that's it. Now create. Now see here, this user, if you want to, we can update, we can delete, we can modify, whatever you want, we can do it. So now if you want to log in, first log out this user, and we can log into this particular user and all. Clear? Anyone, any doubt? So how to create users and all? So
Yes.
this is where these are the simple only. Go to manage Jenkins, and so there is one option is there, manage users. Under manage users, whatever you want, we can add it user. And if you want to log in that particular user, you can log in. That's it. Clear? So that's it from my side. And so if you have any doubt, so